Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Skyla. I run Doodle Noodle Creates, which is a small crochet business. I normally take you guys along to craft shows with me, and we are at a craft show today. My car is literally packed to the brim. I could not fit any more stuff in here. I had to play Tetris in this car. It was crazy. I have such a tiny car. I got this car before I started doing craft shows, so I make it work. I fit everything in here somehow. I am at the venue. This is a 2-day Christmas event, so I'm gonna go find out where my spot is. All right guys, I've got my space. It's the same spot that I was the first year for this. This was way before I did YouTube videos, but this is the 3rd year I'm doing this event. The first year, the weather was so amazing. So this is an outside event. I don't think I mentioned that. This is an outdoor event in December. So this is not for the faint of heart. The first year, it was 52 degrees, so it was fabulous weather. It was just like a dust of snow, 52 degrees. Everyone came out. I sold out the first day. So compare that to last year. Last year was -10 with the wind chill. We got hit so hard in northern Ohio last year. It was insane. So it was kind of a bust last year just because it was so cold. No one wanted to go outside. This year, I think the weather is honestly really nice. It's not as nice as the first year, but this is like peak winter weather where it's not too windy, so you can still go outside without like dying. So I'm gonna get started on setting up. It is 2:45. This event does not start until 5 p.m. Did I mention it's a night market too? So it makes it even colder. This starts at 5 p.m. and it runs until 9 p.m. tonight. This is Friday. Saturday, it starts at 2 and it ends at 7 p.m. So I have to set up the whole works. I have to do my tent. I have Christmas lights. I have my display. I have a whole thing. I have a heater. I have my little, you can't even, oh, it's right here beside me. My infrared heater. We're allowed to have heaters, but they have to be infrared heater. That's what the fire department said. So we're being safe here. All right, guys, let's start setting up. Not sure if I'm gonna get any good angles just because it is kind of cold. All right, let's go. So guys, this is why I come early, because it is already 3:15 and I just have my tent set up and I'm putting the last tablecloth on my table. This is why I come super early. I still have to string up all my lights. I still have to set up all my displays, all my plushies, the lights on the plushies, hook my heater up, hook the electric up. I cannot feel my face. Sorry if I'm talking weird. I literally can't feel my mouth right now. And my hands, I don't know if you can see how cold they look. I think I'm gonna maybe get my scarf out and put it on my face. My torso is not cold, but my face and my hands, I can't feel. Hi guys, I'm right next to the music, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted, so I have to keep everything short. I'm currently doing my lights. I still have to put keychains on my keychains, and then I have to put my price signs out. So this music is so loud. Hi guys, we're about 30 minutes in. I've sold 3 of the claw games. So it's a little slow start. Hopefully more people start trickling in. I'm gonna give you a little tour of my booth. Hi guys, so I have sold my big bunny with the sunflower hat. I'm so happy. I've also sold a lot of the claw game. I had to start taking the keychains off and putting them in the claw game. I have some dinner. I have mozzarella sticks, and then I have some chicken tenders with honey mustard. I am so excited. All right, guys, we have about an hour left. I sold an axolotl, a frog, and then a couple more claw games. I'm gonna have to try to go home and make some more stuff for the claw. Right now, I am working on, here's my heater. I'm working on a little stingray for the claw. So yeah, I don't have to be back here until 2 tomorrow, so I'm gonna use the time when I wake up until 2 to make some of these because the claw game is going crazy. Alright guys, we just got the okay to start packing up a little early, just 15 minutes, so it did die down the last hour. It's 8:45, so I can imagine that people are getting their kids ready for bed. But we'll be back here again tomorrow at 2. Alright guys, we are on for day 2. It is 1 o'clock, so I'm going to be getting there at about 1:30. All my stuff, I just left it there. That's what I usually do in the past years. It did snow last night, so hopefully my tent didn't cave in. It didn't snow a whole lot, but... Guys, so I got my tent all set up again. I only had to really like reposition the tables and put my little price signs up. Everything was really in the same spot. But I went inside and they gave us 2 free raffle tickets for coming the second day. So I went and I put my little tickets in the bin. Hopefully I win. Hopefully I never win anything. So it hasn't started yet. We're about 5 minutes out. I am gonna have a really hard time deciding on what food I want tonight because there's 3 food trucks this time. So we're gonna have to do some debating, but let's hope it has a good turnout tonight. Hey guys, so one of the coordinators came around and she gave me a mug. Isn't it beautiful? I'm so excited. It has their little logo for the 2025 year. Last year they gave us all little glass cups. I'm gonna have to show you when I get home. I propagate my plants in it just because I'm afraid of the glass breaking. I'm such a klutz, but it is a glass cup and it has a glass tree inside of the mug. It's gorgeous. So I'm so excited to have this thermal mug this year. Literally, it's gorgeous. I'm so happy, and it's such a beautiful, like, rustic red color. I'm so happy. I love this event. It's such a wonderful community event. We didn't used to have anything like this in the area before, but now that we have this, just seeing all the kids that get to come here and experience really fun things, even for free. They have a whole bunch of free stuff inside. They have crafts, they have free toys, they have free events in there. It's such an amazing event, and I'm so happy that I get to be a part of it. Alright guys, so we are about an hour and a half in, and the crowd tonight is just really excited to be here, and I'm so happy about that. So I have almost made, well, not almost, I'm halfway to what I made last night, and it's only been an hour and a half. I think they're messing with the music right now. I didn't have music this whole time, and I was kind of happy about it because it's fine right now, but it gets really, really loud. Hi guys, so it is almost 5 o'clock, so we have 2 more hours. I'm working on another baby stingray for the claw game. I only have 2 left in there, and those 2 I just made. I also made a fluffy bear. Tonight is going very, very, very well. So I'm very happy about that. I feel like this whole video I'm like up in your face. That's okay. I'm gonna show you what I have left at my table. So yesterday I didn't sell any of my holiday themed products. I had my reindeers and I had 2 different variations of winter car charms, and I sold all of my reindeers today, like back to back to back. And then I only have 1 of each of my car charms. So I only have 1 Christmas one and then 1 winter one left. Hi guys, so we have about an hour left. We did have one of the coordinators come around and say that since it is slowing down a bit, We're probably gonna start picking up at 6:30ish, around there. So we'll see. I have a couple customers trickling in here and there. Hi friends, we are back at my house for the market recap. I'm gonna start this off by saying that it has been quite a few weeks since the market has ended. It has been, I'm not even gonna do the math, it's been quite a few weeks. So the market happened, I think, second week of December. It's still December, but tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so I have put this off for far too long. I've gotten busy with family stuff, busy at work. I just did not have the time to sit down and film this in peace and quiet all month. I swear. December comes and goes and it's just crazy. So finally getting down to it, I have my paper over here, so if you see me looking down, I'm reading my notes on what sold and stuff. So first off, day one of the event, I got there very early to set up, as you saw in the clips, and it took me forever. It took me forever to set up. I was still putting keychains on my keychain items. Oh, that sounds funny. I was putting keychains on my keychain items like as when the market was open, so it took me so long. I need to stop doing that. I need to get better about prepping everything before, having everything tagged, having all my keychains on my actual plushies. I need to get better at that. That's something I'm hoping to bring with me into the new year. But me getting ready for the market, I was not ready. So I was still doing that when the doors opened, but that's okay. I finished quite quickly. The main thing for day one was that there was traffic, but not a lot of people wanted to purchase. That's what I was seeing at my booth. And granted, there were two other crocheters, I want to say, that their main thing was crochet. I think one other booth had some other little items. I'm not sure what they were. Then I know another booth had like 3D printed items with their crochet. So there was quite a few other crocheters. And with an event this small, sorry, I'm stirring my hot chocolate. Like my candy cane. It's melting. With an event this small, I don't know if we were all needed. And I know the other one crocheter did good. I did speak with her, so I know she did really well. She actually did better than me, but she had the 3D printed stuff to supplement, so I know she did really well. I'm not sure if the other girl did well. I did see a couple people walking around with her plushies, so I'm assuming we all did pretty well. I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn into the type of event where next year there's like 8 crocheters out of like 15 vendors, because I've seen that before, and that at that point it just gets so oversaturated that no one's gonna make any sales because the sales are so spread thin. But I think we all did well at this event, so I'm happy about that. Day one bestseller was my claw game, and I believe it was also my bestseller for day two. My claw game at events where there's lots of kids goes crazy. It went so crazy that I had to start taking the keychains off of my spinning rack, taking the keychains off and putting the plushies inside of the claw game. They're both $5. I don't mind doing that. Or if there's something on the keychain rack that a kid would rather have when there's stuff inside the claw game, I'll just take it off, put it in there. I don't mind. As long as the kid goes home with something that they like, that's my main prerogative. So for day one, I don't think I sold a single Christmas item. I had little squishy reindeer ball guys. They were like little stress reindeer balls. And then I also had 2 different types of winter car charms. I had snowflakes and hats, and then I had Christmas wreaths and Christmas stockings. I did not sell a single one day one. It was really weird. It was really weird. Day 2 came around, and I sold all of my little reindeers at the same time to like this group of girls. And then I sold almost all of my car charms, except for, I think at the end of the night, I went home with 1 car charm. And I gave it to a friend. So it was really weird to go from like no Christmas items selling to every single one of them selling at the exact same time. I thought that was just really funny. One of my big items that I sold was my big bunny with a flower hat. I think I have a picture. I'll put it over here if I do. I think I do have a picture of that one. But I sold that bunny and I was so happy. I'd been sitting on it since June and I lowered the price by like $10 or $15. So I'm glad that it finally went. That's something sad that I do sometimes, is like lower the price when I know that's like undercharging, because it took me way longer than that and the materials cost me more than that. But sometimes I'm just ready to let something go just to make room for more stuff. Items that I had a hard time selling was usually anything like over $12 or $15. A lot of people aren't willing to spend like anything over 10 is like a maybe for people, which I definitely understand. At least in my area, the economy is not doing well. I live in a really rural area, a really like poor county. So I feel like everyone's feeling it right now, where plushies aren't a necessity. Plushies aren't food on the table. Plushies aren't gas in the car. Plushies aren't heat in the house. So I understand that they're not a necessity, and my sales are going to go down when it becomes hard times. So that's not very surprising to me, and it's giving me like motivation to look for new patterns that are smaller, that can be $5 and $10. The $5 range is really hard to find, just because that has to be really small, really fast. And a part of me doesn't want to crochet just to like turn stuff out so I can make a profit. I don't want to do that. So I only like making $5 items, $10 items, like the cheaper small items that I actually like making. I don't want this to turn into like a factory where I'm just only making $5 items so I can sell them. You know, it's really weird. I don't want to fall into that like consumeristic mindset where everything I make has to sell, because it doesn't. I can make things for fun too. And that's been a journey this year, is realizing that just because I make something and it doesn't sell doesn't mean I didn't have fun making it, and doesn't mean it's like bad that I lose out on money for it, because I still had fun making it. In the end, this is my hobby and this is what I do for fun. So if I had fun making it, I had fun. So that's what I've taken away from this event. And with the economy getting a little worse, you know, it's gonna, hopefully it picks up sometime. We can only hope. But that's what I've taken away from this whole year, with my plushies not selling as much, like the bigger ones, even the medium-sized ones, is that I'm just gonna keep making what I like to make. And then if it gets to a point where I have too many plushies on my table and I need to mark some down way below cost, I don't have a problem with that. If I need to just get rid of them, I can just get rid of them. Hell, even sometimes at my job, I'll have my plushies on my little stand and a cute kid comes in and they're looking at them. I will just give them a plushie because they're cute and it makes them happy. So I'm really not too upset about it. I did make money at this event. Don't get me wrong. I did make a profit, a very nice profit. It's just a lot of it was my $5 claw game items, which I do enjoy making, and my keychains, which I also enjoy making. So I'm not upset about any of that. I just wanted to maybe give like new perspective, because it's been a new perspective for me as well. So overall, day one was pretty slow, but I did make a decent amount of money. Day two was where people were willing to spend, and I think it's because the market didn't go as late and it started a little bit earlier in the day, so more people could come out and visit, but more people were willing to spend, and it was just overall busier, and that's because it was a Saturday. So I really enjoy this market. Like I think I said in the video of me at the market, it's just a really nice event where the community can come together, and we used to not have an event like this in our area. And ever since we've had it, it's so insane to see like people come together and just do something cool. Like it's literally just, it's awesome. Just for kids to get to go out and do fun activities inside, get free toys, like go on sleigh rides. It's a carriage. The carriage rides are free. Like it's just so nice to have kids, especially kids in a low income area, get to do things. And I wish that they had this when I was little. That would have been so fun. But now I get to see all these kids having fun during Christmas. The Christmas magic is here. Just the holiday magic is here. I think it's so wonderful, and I am so here for it. So I definitely will be doing this event again next year, as long as they have it. I don't see why they wouldn't have it. But I will be texting the event coordinator. I do know her pretty well. I've been doing this event since she first started it, like 3 years ago. Yeah, this was the 3rd year. But I will be texting her, asking her about details for next year, because it was a good year, I will say that. This one is very weather dependent as well. I think I might have said in the first like clip. So last year's sales were very, very, very low. I think I made the same amount the first day as I did the whole weekend last year. So that tells you how little I made. And if the weather was going to be like that this year, I told myself I was not going to do it. I had my husband go with me last year because he didn't have to work. And even he said, he was like, girl, no, if it's going to be like last year, it's not worth it. But I kept checking the weather and it looked like it was going to be okay. So I went. He unfortunately couldn't come with me this year. So I just had to set up everything by myself. Which sucks, but I'm kind of used to it now just because he does work so many weekends, and these are always on weekends. But yeah, okay, enough of me yapping, guys. I just feel so out of like the YouTube flow just because I haven't made a video in a hot second since like October, I think. I did have a couple videos filmed. Yeah, I did have others filmed. I had one in November at a craft show. And then I had another one where I was testing new patterns, but I never finished them. So sorry guys, sorry. I'm gonna try to be better about posting. I really do enjoy making videos, and I enjoy like watching other videos that are kind of like this, just like smaller crochet creators, just like talking about crochet. I love it so much. So hopefully in the new year I can be better about posting, be better about, you know, just getting on here, being authentic, and showing you what it's like to run a crochet business. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. And just thank you guys for being here even when I'm absent. You guys still show up, you guys still comment, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.